Hey guys, what's going on? White Fox 1225 here with another episode of Elder Scrolls Online Saturday. Today we got some really cool stuff going on. We're going to be talking about my impressions of Update 6, my favorite update so far, but we'll get into that later. The update contained the champion system and the crime system, along with some other smaller updates like provisioning and animations, and I'll talk about what I think about all of that. First though, we got to get into some of the loyalty rewards that they're doing before the game goes by to play, and then at the end of the video I'll tell you guys everything you need to know about the transition, about ESO going by to play, and I'll just answer some frequently asked questions I've seen about just like your payment model and stuff like that. So we'll talk about all of that at the end of the episode. But first, let's get started with these loyalty rewards. So ESO has had the loyalty reward system for a little bit. It just rewards players who have constantly subbed. So coming up this month, and I'll have some pictures on the screen, we got the Mask of Cheerful Slaughter, which is actually already out if you've been a subscriber for 9 months. But if you're still catching up, you can get that. And if you haven't checked it out yet, it should be in your costume section of the UI. So the Mask of Cheerful Slaughter is kind of Sheer Gorath inspired. It looks pretty cool. I probably wouldn't rock it all the time on my character, but it is kind of something cool just to put on every once in a while. It's not my favorite costume so far, but it is kind of cool. So if you guys want to check that out, and if you get 9 months, you can definitely you can equip it, but I think the 9 months ends when the game goes by to play. So just because you're playing after it goes by to play, or you have the ESO Prime, it's not going to count. So if you don't have 9 months by now, you have a really short time to get it. Coming up, and this is really what I'm super excited about, is the Striped Cinch mount. And if you can get this, and again, check it out on the screen because this thing is super sick. If you get it on March 17th after the game goes by to play, or maybe even a little after that, they said, and you can get it if you've been a subscriber for 300 days in total. So the game's been around, I'd say, for probably around 365 days by the time it goes by to play, maybe a little less, probably like 340 or something like that. That's just kind of my estimation. So it does give a little time for lapse in subscription, especially if you just like forgot to renew it for a couple of weeks, but you definitely kind of have had to be a subscriber for the beginning to get it, which I kind of like, just because, you know, people like me who have been playing it for the beginning get rewarded for our loyalty, which is the whole point of the program. But it also just shows that when you're riding around Cyrodiil in it and other people see it, it shows that you're kind of a veteran player and you've been playing for a while, which is something I like. I guess I just kind of like to show off a little. But other than 300 days, all you have to do is be a subscriber when ESO goes by to play. So definitely a cool thing they're doing. I'm super excited for this Cinch, as you can tell. Definitely one of the cooler mounts I think that they've introduced since the game started. But moving on, let's talk about some of the items that are in the Crown Store, something I just want to touch on really quick. So they did a little article about this, and the big information that I got from it, and you guys can read it if you want, but I'll just tell you guys all the highlights, is that the Crown Store might have some XP boosts. And I'm not sure how I feel about this. It's important to say that they're not going to be in the Crown Store when the game goes by to play, but they're thinking about adding them later on. And I like sort of the transparency they have, that they're willing to tell us that. But I'm just not sure how I feel about them. If you guys have watched my episodes in the past, I hate free-to-play games where it's basically just buy to win. And I don't think it's really going to do that. The only thing is that in Cyrodiil, you having XP, being VR14 is definitely a huge advantage. So I'm not sure how I feel about being able to buy, bonus XP. You don't actually buy the XP, but you buy like something that helps you increase XP faster when you are earning XP. It's not like you just buy a chunk of XP. But, it's alright. I guess that'd be the farthest I'd want them to go to give you an advantage in the gameplay. I've played games that have XP boosts that I really liked, like Planet Side. I'm not sure if Guild Wars 2 had it or not. But, I'm not totally against it, but at the same time, it makes me a little worried. But we'll have to see how it goes. They said they're not sure, but I'm pretty sure they're going to implement it in the future. So tell me what you guys think about that in the comment section, too, because I'm just a little curious. Another thing that's cool that's going to be in the Crown Store is Gwar mounts. So we got two types of Gwar mounts. We got the tessellated Gwar and the banded Gwar Charger, and one sort of greenish and one sort of reddish. They pretty much look the same, just different colors and stuff, but they definitely are really cool, so make sure you guys go check them out. I have pictures on the screen if you guys want to see them quick. I believe they're going to cost around 1,500 crowns, so that's about how much you get for your ESO Prime membership every month. So I'll probably be picking one of these up just to have a Gwar. I think this is pretty cool. I think the Gwars will be pretty slower than horses, maybe be able to carry more. I'm not sure how that's going to work, but it really wouldn't make sense for it to be as fast as a horse, so I doubt they'll do that. And I'm sure the banded Gwar Charger will be faster than the tessellated Gwar and all that good stuff, and they'll just have different ones to buy depending on how you want your mount to act. So that pretty much covers everything in terms of like the crown store and the loyalty rewards. Definitely some cool stuff coming in terms of like items and mounts and stuff. So make sure you guys check them out when they do go buy to play, or when the game does go buy to play. So update 6, let's talk about this, and this is really going to be the meat of the episode. I'm so excited about update 6. I've been playing it like a non-stop, just stealing everything, and I've got to say it's my favorite update so far, but let's go into more specifics about what I like. I'm going to start with the champion system. So the champion system, I love it so much. So I was not as anti-veteran rank system as some people were, but I definitely wasn't a huge fan of it, and I'm such a fan of the champion system. Really what it gives you is just an endless amount of customization, and it's so great, and I'm just loving it so much. I love the comeback of the constellations from Skyrim, and I feel like my character has an endless options of how I want to play. It took me like probably an hour to figure out how I wanted to invest my points, and I'm still earning points at a fast enough rate that I'm excited, but not fast enough that I don't have time to plan it out. So I ended up investing a lot in sneaking speed. So now when I sneak, I go super fast, and it's so awesome just to see, how it's made a difference investing in the passives, and I can actually see the difference, which I really love. And it's made me want to progress and earn XP for the first time in a while, instead of just, working to get that VR rank, and it takes like a couple of weeks to get it. And it's really nice to have a short-term goal on top of the long-term goal of getting to the next veteran rank, which I really like. Like I said, I just noticed a difference in my character, and you really can't say anything more than that when it comes to a progression system. I can't say enough, guys, about how much I love this. I think it's just really maybe one of the best player customization skill systems I've seen in any MMO. I love it so much. I'm glad they took the time to work on it, and yeah, just great job, ZeniMax. I'm really loving the update. I don't really know what else to say, guys. It's so awesome. There's so many options. So if you guys haven't checked out ESO since the champion system comes out, I definitely recommend it, especially if you quit because you weren't a fan of the veteran rank system. So let's talk about the animations quick. So the animations, they pretty much did a giant overhaul. Everything seems really smooth. Like the one ability I noticed the most was the snipe with the bow that I use a lot. Just the whole animation is new, but it just feels so much smoother than the old one. I don't know what it is. I like the new running animation. I like the jumping animation. Combat just feels smoother. Everything feels smoother. The abilities feel smoother. The way your character moves feels super smooth. I don't know what it is. I can't really nail it down to a specific thing, but the game itself just feels so much better. Definitely a good job to the guys who did the animations. I'm glad they took the time to do it. It does take a little time to get used to, like the camera shake and stuff when you run, but after playing for around a week, I could definitely say it's better than the old one, and I'm definitely a huge fan. So if you are a little, thrown off by it at first, definitely give it some time, because I was a little thrown off too, and then I took some time to get used to it, and now I'm a huge fan. So big thumbs up, great job on the animations, and another great thing they added. So now it's time for my favorite part of the update, and that is the crime system, or the justice system. I just love it so much. I have so much to say about it, so let's just get started. First, let's talk about the pickpocketing. I like the pickpocketing system a lot more than Skyrim's, just because the percent of your chance actually does change. So there's sort of an element of actually like waiting and skill with it. You have to be patient, which I kind of like. The pickpocketing is kind of fun. If people catch you, they don't automatically attack you. But every NPC is a different reaction, which is really cool. Sometimes they'll just say something, or sometimes they'll actually attack you and you have to defend yourself, which I like. I really like how they added like new items to steal in the game, like unique items, so you're not just stealing like ingredients for provisioning and stuff. They actually added like items of value. Some of them are really rare, which is nice. It just makes stealing more fun when you're actually stealing something of like that seems like it's of value instead of just like some useless item, which I like. I like how they added those rare items. Other than that, home invasions, I know it sounds bad, but it's one of my favorite parts of the crime system. I love just lock-picking the door, trespassing, seeing if anyone's inside, if they're sleeping, just sneaking around and stealing, if I have to, killing them. It just makes it so much more fun. It just makes the game feel more of like a sandbox and stuff, The game kind of felt like almost cardboard before. The world didn't feel existing, but now I feel like it's more like Skyrim. It's more like something like Grand Theft Auto or something. I know that's kind of a silly comparison, but the game feels so much more like a sandbox. Like I can do anything I want. If I want to go steal, I can, and it's something I really like. At first, ESO's world felt almost a little too cardboard. It wasn't bad, but it wasn't anything like Skyrim, and I love how they're improving that and making it a lot better. So the crime system is definitely awesome. I could say a lot of things I like about it. I like how the NPCs now have sort of routes around town, and they'll actually go do stuff. They'll go buy something from the market and go back to their house. As they see each other, they'll say stuff. You know, I just noticed NPCs doing a lot more stuff than before, and that's something they did add. I saw NPCs, you know, on a picnic overlooking, like, from the top of the city, looking down on the city, having a couple having a picnic, and I pickpocketed them. Just a lot of cool stuff that I noticed NPCs doing, which again, it just adds the feeling that this isn't a live world around you. But yeah, guys, the crime system is, in my opinion, the best thing they've added so far to the game. I think it's something that should have been at the game at launch. It's just some of the most fun I've had in ESO in a while is just fleeing from the guards. I kind of like how the guards are unkillable, so you have to run. You know, I would run away. There was one point where like 10 guards were chasing me, and I was like, had really low health, and it was like one of those moments when you play video games where you're just on the edge of your seat, and I love that so much. And I was running around Riften, and I jumped off the side into the water and swam away with like just barely having my life with me, and it was such an awesome moment. And you know, I've had multiple moments with those. There was one where I was running away from the guards, and I just happened to see the outlaw outpost, or the refuge, out of the corner of my eye, and I ran to it. It was a little sewer drain, and I went in, and those moments where you're just like at the edge of your seat are so hard to come by in video games, and I'm so glad that ESO added something that could give me those, and it's making the game so much better. Now there are a few things that I wish were a little different. When you kill witnesses, you know, in Skyrim, if you like someone saw you commit a murder, your bounty would go up, but if you killed them too, your bounty would go back down. That doesn't happen in this game. If you go in a house and you kill everyone in it, your bounty will stay the same no matter if no witnesses are still around. I hope they fix that. Maybe they will. And other than that, I just don't like how your bounty goes away when the guards kill you, just because it is kind of easy to just go to the outlaw refuge and just sell all your stuff and then go killed, so your bounty goes down. And it's just sort of a little way around their crime system that I hope they get rid of. I like how your bounty goes down when you log off and stuff, so you're not always stuck with this huge bounty until you pay it off. Yeah, guys, I just love the crime system, and I'm just digging it so much. I just can't get enough. I love the new skill line. Lots of cool stuff in there, like pickpocketing and helps, and some lockpicking stuff, but also just sneaking and stuff in general. Well, I really am investing in that skill line, and I'm really liking it. So yeah, guys, just a huge fan of this update and the crime system in general. Another thing I meant to mention is that the outlaw refuges are really cool. They spent a lot of time doing those, obviously. One of my favorite parts of the update is that the one in Riften is the Ragged Flagon from Skyrim. It really just, they paid attention to the lore and stuff, and that really means a lot to me. You know, the one in Windhelm is really cool too. They're all really awesome, to the point where I was just going around to look at the different outlaw refuges. I'm pretty sure it's where the Dark Brotherhood and Thieves Guild headquarters will be when you do the quest, so it is kind of important that they're cool and lore friendly. So definitely a huge fan of those. And like I said, guys, this update is just so awesome. The crime system is so great. I'm just in love with the game so much right now, and I just can't get enough of it. So I really would say this is the best update yet. It's definitely the biggest update yet, and I definitely say the best quality. I'm just a huge fan. I'm loving it, guys. I can't say enough. But moving on, let's talk about when ESO goes by to play in like 7 days. It goes by to play on March 17th, and a lot of people are asking, like, if I have an active subscription, what happens and stuff. If you have an active subscription, it's just going to go right into ESO Prime. You won't have to do anything. That's what I'm going to do. If you do have a subscription and you don't want it, you can just cancel it, and on March 17th you can play for free. Or if you have some time left, I believe it'll just go into the ESO Prime account until that month is over, until your time is over. So you guys don't have to do anything if you want to keep having ESO Prime. And again, if you don't have a subscription, you can just log on March 17th and play, as long as you bought the game before. And if you did buy the game before, you don't have to rebuy it or anything. It doesn't matter that it's called something different. You can just log in and play on March 17th. I know a lot of people were confused about that, so I just thought I'd clarify real quick. Other than that, guys, yeah, I'll have another ESO Saturday when the game goes by to play, just telling you guys what I think about it, how I feel like the game has changed a little, probably a little bit after it goes by to play, just so we have some time to play it after it goes by to play. But yeah, guys, I'm pretty excited about the future of ESO. I hope you guys are too, and like I've said, I'm definitely going to keep covering it on my or my channel. We're probably going to have a crime guide coming up pretty soon. I'm going to try to edit that one really cool and really professionally, so hopefully you guys will like it. And then a PvP guide coming soon, so that's what you guys can look forward to, as well as the other ESO Saturday. So stay in touch, guys. Again, if you want to buy a White Fox 1225 sweatshirt or t-shirt, just let me know in the comments below. I'm trying to get enough people so I can order those in bulk. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.